Welcome to the Running Bama YouTube channel. It is Monday run day, and I'm going for a little run this morning. Gonna try to do 8 miles, and I'm gonna talk to you today about my current shoe rotation. I got 2 new pairs of shoes last week, and talk a little bit about my philosophy using these 2 pairs. That first pair is gonna be the New Balance 1080 version 14. Got it on sale. There is a version 15 out. This one was a little cheaper and available to me. The other pair is the one I ordered off the internet. I made a video about how I decided on this pair. This is the Nike Zoomfly 6 as my speed option. I'm gonna use both these shoes today in my run, going for an 8-mile run. First things first, I need to get dressed for running. All right, so I'm ready to go here. I'm getting my shoes on. I'm putting on these New Balance 1080s first. I'm gonna use these to run about 6 miles, and then I'm gonna finish off my morning run with 2 miles fast using the Nike Zoomfly 6s. And that's kind of the purpose of these shoes, is the New Balance I'm using for my daily miles, and that's what the shoe is for. It's very comfortable, you know, a whole lot of cushion and padding. It's really meant for stability and comfort. And then the Zoomfly 6s are meant for speed. It's like a speed trainer. But that's kind of my philosophy going forward, is using these shoes for that purpose. So if you came here looking for shoe advice, you need to turn around and go back the other way, because I am no shoe expert whatsoever, and I'm not even an elite runner. I'm your average everyday runner. I'm trying to get better at running and commit myself to it. But my old shoe philosophy was, and I'm a thrifty person, you know, I drive an older car because it runs great and it works well for me. I don't wear fancy clothes. This is a shirt from Academy Sports. You know, I'm a thrifty person. So I always just bought stuff that was on sale at Academy Sports or at the Shoe Depot or, you know, a website or whatever. My shoe philosophy was buy cheap shoes. Make sure they're comfortable. You know, don't wear pieces of crap, but buy cheap shoes. And my new philosophy is not necessarily spend all the money in the world on a pair of shoes, but buy quality shoes and buy them for a purpose. So, you know, I did a little research, and, you know, I think I need, at a minimum, 2 pairs of dedicated running shoes for training. You know, a pair of daily trainers that are going to be soft and well cushioned, well stable, you know, for recovery runs and just those daily miles. And that's the New Balance 1080. This is the version 14. There is a version 15 out, but I got this pair at the Shoe Depot for $119. It was on sale because there is a version 15 out, and they're trying to clear the shelves on these. And after seeing all the reviews on this shoe, it is perfect for me, for my needs, for this daily training. You know, the version 15 is great too, but it was about $40 more expensive, about 160 bucks. And then my other pair of shoes is the Nike Zoomfly 6. Again, about 165 pair of shoes, dollar pair of shoes. I got it for out the door at Running Warehouse for $140. That's tax and shipping and everything. So I feel like I saved about 60 bucks, 65 bucks, you know, in this shoe transaction. It feels good to have 2 new pairs of shoes. I did my training run in this yesterday, my Sunday long run. I ran 4.5 miles with the New Balance and then 4.5 miles with the Zoomfly 6s on purpose, because I wanted to do, you know, I wanted to do my long run, but I also wanted to get some speed work in. And my philosophy right now is run 80% of my runs in a zone 2, and then 20% of my runs as some sort of speed workout. And that's kind of what I'm doing today, is I'm gonna run 6 miles and out and back on this greenway at an easy pace, stay in zone 2. I got all the time in the world. And then come back, change my shoes, put on the Nikes, and then do some speed work. Maybe half-mile repeats is what I'm gonna do today. Try to do it quickly. I'm trying to build up my speed. I'm trying to do more of that in my training. So I'll see y'all at the end of the run. We have finished the 6-mile portion of this run, and now I'm going to start the 2-mile portion of this run, the speed workout. I've changed my shoes. I've changed out of the New Balance and into the Nike Zoomfly 6s. And they have two very different feels to them. You know, the New Balance is soft, cushion, feels like you're running on clouds, very stable. The Nikes, you know, have a whole lot less stability in the rear of the shoes, plenty of stability in the front of the shoes, but you know, you're supposed to be striking these a whole lot quicker. The foam in these has a whole lot more bounce to them, you know, like it's like it has give, but it like sends you back up. And then of course this Nike Zoomfly 6 has a carbon plate in it. You know, there's more extreme versions of this shoe, the Alpha Fly and the Vaporfly, just to name a few of the Nike brand. And then of course other brands have, you know, speed shoes as well. But I like this version. This is more of like a friendly version to the everyday runner, as opposed to Alpha Fly and Vaporfly. Maybe are for quicker runners than me, maybe in more of the, you know, elite category that I am nowhere near. So I'm gonna go for this 2-mile run, which is gonna be 4 half-mile repeats. I'm hoping to hit in that 7:30 to 7:45 range on these half-mile repeats. You know, I wanna be faster, and I have to do more runs like this in order to get there. But I'll see y'all at the end of this. All right, I am done with this morning's run. It was a total of 8 miles. The average pace for the whole thing was like a 9:27. But I took those first 6 miles super easy. The last two, when I did the half-mile repeats, those 2 miles measured in at 7:22 and 7:18. So I definitely did better than what I was aiming to do. And really, like, a half-mile repeat for me is all out. I mean, that's about as good as I'm gonna get as far as speed goes. So that's good. I don't think 7:18 is the fastest I've been able to run since I've been doing this build, but it definitely is on the better end of what I'm capable of. You know, if I could run a race at 7:20, you know, that would be a win for me. You know, I don't think my 10K coming up, which we're 6 weeks out from today, I don't think I'm going to be able to run a 7:20 in that race, but it'd be awesome if I could. You know, that's definitely something to shoot for. I think it's going to be more like a 7:30 to 7:45. Because there's a lot of elevation in this 10K. Like, there's a 45-degree hill in there, mountain wood. But I do feel good. Both shoes worked out well. I am going to do a second run this afternoon while my son has an appointment, which I'm just going to do the run just because I have the time. And when you have the time, you don't want to sacrifice it, especially when you're a father, you got a full-time job, you know, you're married, you have other responsibilities. So if you have time, not to do anything else, it's like, go get that run in. And today is supposed to be a hard day. Tomorrow is an easy day. I'm just gonna run either 4 or 5 miles tomorrow morning. So the shoes I'll run in this afternoon are just gonna be my Asics Gel Nimbus 5, I believe it's called. You know, and that's kind of an easy mile shoe, but it's just entry level as far as their shoe lineup goes. You know, I got it on sale. It was a good shoe. I like it. My foot feels fine in it. But that's my shoe rotation right now. When I bought the New Balance, I went into the Shoe Depot, which is kind of like a discount shoe store. My aim, I had a couple different shoes I was looking for. I wanted to get a easy mile, well-cushioned, stable shoe, you know, like a recovery run shoe. So another one I was looking for was the Asics Nova Blast, I believe. I'll throw it up on the screen what I was looking for. You know, there's a couple different versions of this. Nike has a, is it not Versablast? Vomero Plus is a good, like, everyday runner according to YouTube reviews. And then the Nike Zoomflies I have, you know, I could have settled for a Saucony Endorphin Speed as well. That would have been a good shoe to get. They have, you know, they compare similarly as far as like what you're using it for. So that's my current shoe rotation. That's how I'm running now. I feel good. I feel good about this race coming up. You know, I've definitely made a lot of progress since I've started this. I was pretty discouraged this time last week when I did a 5K test, because I, you know, couldn't break 8 minutes on that 5K per mile. And I was just like, what am I doing? I thought I know I'm capable of more speed than this, and I'm putting in the hard work. I mean, I was looking at my Strava, how I've just maintained 35 miles. Last week I ran 40. You know, I've only had one down week. And I was like, I'm putting in that hard work. Why am I not seeing the results I want to see? But the truth is, you know, I'm 41 years old. Age is not on my side, but I am making progress. And I just feel like this is going to take me a little bit longer to get where I want to be. So thank you for following along today. Thanks for watching my my shoe rotation. Tell me what your shoe rotation is in the comments if you're watching this video.